Smith, his first year with CSU Bakersfield. 4 years ago as a true freshman, won the NCAA title at 197 while with Oklahoma State. 4-2 decision over Nico Bonacorsi at Pitt. Just the third true freshman in Cowboys history to win a national title. Here he is with CSU Bakersfield, facing Stephen Little of Little Rock.
For fans at home, this is the weight of highest anticipation. National champion AJ Ferrari enters a weight with two other All-Americans, Stephen Little and Trey Munoz. Little down Munoz setting up this match. This is the first All-American AJ has faced all year. Fans are curious how he's going to do. Everyone knows the level he can wrestle at, but we haven't seen him against anyone near as good as Stephen Little at this point in the season.
Three of the top 8 wrestlers in the nation at 197 here today, and Trey Munoz won his third place bout, 13-5 over Cole Jackson of Cal Poly, getting the major in the third place bout, and first shot taken by AJ Ferrari.
And this is his signature leg attack, that left-handed sweep single, already getting a decent read. And AJ does something pretty interesting. He changes up his lead leg pretty frequently. He'll go right leg lead, left leg lead, but almost all roads lead to him attacking his opponent's right leg. He's very good positionally. AJ is really hard to score on. When he gets to legs, he's a pretty high percentage finisher, which speaks to the level of defense that Stephen Little brings to the table.
Final bout tonight. Final bout for the 2025 Pac-12 championships. Little Rock has won the team title. TJ McDonald won the crowd's hearts as the number 4 seed, took the title at 184. And Kristen, I have no memory of it, but I looked over and you and I were both standing up. Somehow we got out of our chairs at some point.
We blacked out. Incredible conclusion there. AJ definitely been the aggressor so far. Dropped in on 2 or 3 singles at this point. Little's gonna want to get his hands on him. There's a shot. Looking re-attack was AJ Ferrari. Pass by from Little, not there.
Ferrari won the Reno Tournament of Champions 2017 and 2018. The 2018 Junior Folk Style National Championship. Been an elite wrestler for a long time. And an NCAA champion in 2021.
AJ pressuring forward. Little struggled a little bit with Munoz, staying on the mat, got pushed around a little bit as AJ tries to shoot him off the mat. Great re-attack there by Stephen Little.
Yeah,
as AJ, wow. They're saying, and it's the stall warning, it's not for going out of bounds. They're thinking he intentionally put his left foot off the mat.
Off the mat, yeah.
So that's a stall warning against AJ Ferrari.
Stephen Little trying to win his second consecutive Pac-12 title. Last year he beat Oregon State's Justin Rademacher, major decision 17-5. Rademacher redshirting this year for Oregon State, won bronze in September at the U20 Worlds in Spain, as he's focused on international wrestling. And that's why Trey Munoz was wrestling up at 197 after winning the Pac-12 title at 184 the last 3 years.
AJ's going to absolutely commit to this ride. Little is very tough to ride. Rubber going to meet the road here in the second period. Quick little changeover attempt by Little. Nice Granby. Now Little finds himself on the leg, but they're towards the out of bounds line. And AJ maintaining control, keeping that foot in, and they're not letting them get the restart just yet. And now he gets a breakdown. That requires some strength. When you want your hips kind of in a little bit, when your left foot is split out that far, it's hard. Now he's kind of pulling him back in. He's might be able to hang out here and ride a little bit.
Riding time at 40 seconds.
AJ's not a prolific turner, not something he's necessarily known for in those big matches, but he can accumulate this riding time. When he beat Olympic bronze medalist Miles Amin, it was the riding of Amin that separated him in that match. Now you're seeing it here as he had another breakdown. Works, he's got that left wrist a little out. For all the flash and bravado of AJ Ferrari, he's a very fundamental bread and butter wrestler. Good position, tough rides, strong defense. Minute 11 riding time. And AJ has to be cognizant riding on top because he's been warned already. So dropping down to the leg is just something he's pretty good at and will do. You got to be a little more careful. Now he stops that Granby roll. Adjustment from AJ Ferrari.
40 seconds remaining here in the second. Trying to ride him out the whole period.
AJ's definitely trying to create the impression that he is being active, and he is. He is working to break down. Little's got to make some adjustments here underneath. Now he's taking a second.
Chris Petnaski asked him if he needs injury time.
Now this is interesting. AJ gets choice, but there's only 21 seconds in the second period. So generally, if there's a lot of time, you would go under. You get your escape point. Now AJ is kind of, 21 seconds. That's pretty quick escape. So I'm not sure what AJ's going to do. If this was 35, 45 seconds, there's probably no question he goes under.
Right.
But now he's going off the mat. I wonder if this is going to be concussion protocol, in which case I don't think he would get choice.
So Stephen Little all the way off the stage.
Yeah, he's going to go back. Now there's concussion time is unlimited.
And
so
he's leaving the seating bowl.
He's going to go get evaluated in a room by a trainer.
Or at least out in the tunnel.
Yeah. So now AJ going to hang out, and I don't know if he's going to have choice. Him leaving the mat makes me think it's concussion. I don't think they get choice. And even still, I think he'd probably want to stay on top, secure that.
AJ Ferrari, ranked number 4 by FloWrestling. Stephen Buchanan of Iowa, number 1. Josh Barr of Penn State, a freshman, number 2. FloWrestling has Ferrari as number 12, pound for pound. And you're one of those involved in the rankings, aren't you?
I'm not anymore.
You're not.
I'm retired from rankings. I'm a retired ranker. I just criticize them like everyone else. That's the most fun aspect of rankings.
AJ Ferrari, active on social media with more than 100,000 followers, and as such has raised the profile of Cal State Bakersfield wrestling. Cal State Bakersfield last year had a streak of sending at least one wrestler to the NCAAs for 50 straight years, and it came to an end last year.
Wow.
They had some losses from key wrestlers the last 2 years, but they're building it back up, both with the likes of AJ Ferrari at 197 and Jake Andrews at heavyweight. They won their first duel earlier this year in nearly 700 days when they beat Michigan State 21-14 in Bakersfield. Right now we're awaiting the return of Stephen Little of Little Rock, who apparently was going through a concussion protocol, to see if he's going to be able to return to this bout with 21 seconds remaining in the second period. And this is our last bout on the card. We began at heavyweight, and we did so because of the possibility of allocation matches for NCAAs at heavyweight, 125 and 133. Those are the 3 weight classes where there were 2 spots at NCAAs for the Pac-12s. And those will be for true second.
Curious when the injury could have happened. There was a Granby roll that he tried and failed, and I'm wondering if he maybe bonked his head there and got shook up a little bit.
We'll be seeing Jake Andrews against Brett Maurer. Andrews of CSU Bakersfield and Brett Maurer of Oregon State. Let's have a look at it again.
Take a look. Bang. Little bit, and yeah, kind of. Yeah, it had to be right there before the return when he went for the roll. Didn't look too bad, but you never know. And certainly this was Little looked really inactive, was having a hard time moving. There, he rolled there. So it could have been then, I guess. I think, if I had to guess, it was probably the roll previous that caused it.
They're still evaluating Stephen Little. Again, we'll have an NCAA spot on the line at heavyweight when Jake Andrews faces Brett Maurer. This happens if the championship bout loser did not face the third place bout winner earlier in the day. And if there's only 2 spots on the line, they'll have a wrestle off for true second. So it'll be Andrews against Maurer at heavyweight. And then we'll have Coda Holman against Richard Castro Sandoval at 125. And that's what's happened so far with TJ McDonald, the number 4 seed, winning at 184. Yeah. Knocked out the number 3, Dasha Lamer. Both the 1 and 2 seeds lost their earlier bouts. Brock Del Signor of Little Rock and Garrett Ninehouse of CSU Bakersfield, with Ninehouse winning the 3rd place bout between the top 2 seeds. And McDonald, incredibly, right at the end of the 3rd period, had a great move that tied it up, and then had the takedown, sudden victory to knock off the 3 seed Dasha Lamer. And again, we're awaiting to see if Stephen Little,
I would not be surprised to
return.
see some changes made to the concussion protocol rule, just in terms of the timing. I know that there are some rules proposals, they're just that, to potentially, hey, if someone has to go into concussion protocol, they're just going to end the match. I think that's being discussed. I don't know if that will be ultimately the decision, but this is obviously, it's not a, we have timing for injury, you have timing for things of that nature. But to have an unlimited amount of time is so disruptive to a 7-minute match. It really makes it a completely different thing. And here we'll take another look. He really reacted kind of awkwardly after there. But I really feel like these long, and here comes Stephen Little back. Headgear not latched. No, he's latching it. So he's going to come back and wrestle.
21 seconds remaining here in the 2nd period. In a scoreless bout.
AJ has to take his jacket off. So AJ does get choice. I think concussion, he doesn't though. Yeah, the official realized that.
Neil Arisman saying something out from the bench.
AJ almost tricked him. Worth a shot. So now 21 seconds for the ride out. And for Little, a lot of recovery time to fire up. See if he can.
Ferrari check the clock one last time.
Granby roll again. Great job following the hips by AJ Ferrari. That was a very solid attempt underneath by Stephen Little. 5 seconds from a ride out.
And he stays in control the entire 2nd period.
No. There's no flip.
Are they flipping it before the 3rd period?
The refs, see, Stephen Little was gone so long he forgot what period it was. The official, give him a little grace here. So it's AJ's choice. He's going under.
Chris Betneski, one of the best. We will forgive him.
And that's a big part of this Thursday push. You get a great selection of officials, and it has been an absolutely great crew here at the Pac-12s.
Jimmy Chin, J.R. Blows, Chris Betneski. There's the escape point.
So now, you see this, AJ's definitely an antagonizer, and he's got this heavy lead leg because he's not concerned if you attack his legs. He's very confident in his positioning, his defense. 1:54 riding time for AJ, a 1-0 lead.
So it's incumbent upon Stephen Little to do something here. These two did not meet during the regular season. Ferrari was 2-0 since missing 4 weeks from late January to late February due to injury. So 3-0 since then, including his opening round victory over Cole Jackson and Cal Poly earlier today. And Stephen Little Rock, again, the defending champion.
Little's taking a little bit of ground, but that's not going to get any points. He's going to have to find an opening, get in deep on the legs of AJ Ferrari. AJ's not going to beat himself. He's not going to airmail a bad shot that you can get an easy go behind. Steven's going to have to attack a leg and get it. There is a shot from Ferrari, but a good recovery. 30 seconds to go, and I think AJ Simpson Little not feeling his best as he drives him straight out. It's going to be a stall call against Steven Little.
A stalling warning. AJ Ferrari has absolute tree trunks for thighs.
Yeah, I mean, definitely prides himself on his weightlifting. Of course, his 665-pound, now 675-pound deadlift, according to the shirt, for AJ Ferrari. If this is another concussion protocol, I can't imagine they...
24 seconds remaining.
And the official just indicate this is, again, concussion protocol. Feels like if you do two, it's not safe. .24 to go. Little's going to continue.
And he gets a pat on the back from AJ Ferrari, and then a handshake. I like the sportsmanship.
20 to go.
Both of these two are headed to NCAAs. 3 spots at 197, including Trey Munoz, who won the 3rd place bout for Oregon State. Who knows, maybe they will meet again in Philadelphia.
AJ Ferrari, a winner, 2-0 with riding time, punches his ticket to NCAAs. Pac-12 champ will head to NCAAs undefeated. Just notched his biggest win of the year over Steven Little.
He's 16-0 now, AJ Ferrari. He's a Pac-12 champion. 4 years ago, an NCAA champ at 197, and he'll be gunning for number 2 in Philadelphia. And there it is, the double birds pose for AJ Ferrari.